I want to start over here first. Does your action plan have a silver lining? So the whole idea of SLAP and everything that we're doing together, and what we're going to talk about a lot on September 24th when we talk about building the silver economy, is that we want to live in a robust, healthy economy. We want there to be growing GDP, lots of new jobs for people, money moving through the system. That's a good thing. We're not scared of money and business and transactions. We're pro money and business and transactions. We want those things to happen. But the difference in what we're calling a silver economy is that inside of that economy, the people leading businesses are healthy and whole. There is a distribution of the money in the economy that is fair and just. There are more people who can have reward for effort. And so when we think about every single small business owner in our global community, we believe that there's really four things that we're trying to help all of us live into. The first is the reminder that commitment is a choice. We all have a decision we can make around how we want to behave, who we want to be, the choices we want to make in life. And so the first sort of thing that we're going to play with today is, what's your level of commitment? And what I'll say is that when we're weary, when we're wore down, or when we're overcommitted, our ability to be very focused and committed goes down. So commitment is a choice. What choices are you making right now that are getting you in alignment with the outcomes that you want? And what choices are you making that are taking you away from the outcomes that you want? And we're going to play with this idea that every one of those choices are up to you. And even as the world is unjust, we do still have agency about the choices that we make. So we're going to play with that one for a minute. Then we're going to play with profit is a skill, which is the basic idea that while it's incredibly challenging to build a small business, it's very hard to build a business. It's also quite simple, right? Profit is a skill are all the things that we learn when we build our slaps every year. Do we have a big enough profit margin? Does our pricing make sense? Do we have an accurate plan that uses the time and money that we have to go connect with our ideal client to hit those sales goals? So we want to be thinking about just the basics of profit. Do you guys have the basics of profit in place to set you up to accomplish your goals? Then mindset is a muscle. The ability to be still for 3 minutes is a muscle. It's a mindset muscle. And like we talk about all the time, if we want muscles on our arms, in our abs, in our mindset, it needs to be worked out. We want to be living and breathing the practices that build our mindset muscle. And then last but not least, it is challenging to stay aligned and committed. It is challenging to know the right strategic moves to make to maximize profit. It is challenging to have the focus and the discipline and the consistency to build the mindset muscle. And so the good news is that success is science, right? There is a science to behavior change that says that there are these pillars of support that we all need in order to succeed, and that none of us can do it alone. We're not meant to do it alone, but we're meant to do it together in community. And the whole SLAP system is based in that science. So there is a science to success. It's not a magic wand. It's not an impossible feat. We just all as humans need that science wrapped around us to accomplish our goals. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions as we play with these four concepts. And what I'm asking you are the types of self-reflection questions. We're basically going to do a live pause and reflect. And what I want you to be listening for in both my questions and your sort of instinctual responses are the relationship between the actions you're taking and the results that you're getting. The whole premise of SLAP and the whole premise of behavior change is that we need to align our actions to our results. And so actions equal results. In order to be successful, we need to have clarity about the results we're trying to accomplish. We need to define the results we want, and then we need to constantly align our actions to those results. So let me ask you, this is going to be like the entire SLAP methodology in 5 minutes. I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions. There's no right or wrong answer. So for all of us A-type personalities in the room that think we need to win or accomplish or achieve, you cannot fail the assignment. There is no right or wrong answer. You cannot fail. The assignment really is what's true for you, what comes up for you. And even if you don't think it makes sense, or even if you don't agree with it, that's okay. Write it down anyways. See what happens when I just do these prompts. See what happens for you. I will also say that one person's answer will be totally different than someone else's. So there's no competition. There's no right, wrong. There's no good, bad. It's literally neutral. It's just all of us exploring what's true for us individually so that we can build the right plan for our own goals and aspirations and realities. Okay. So no right, wrong, no pass, fail, no good, bad. It's just whatever is true for you right now. And what's true for you right now could be different tomorrow. So it's not even permanent. It's just right now. So no pressure. Okay. Question number 1. We're going to play with commitment as a choice for a second. So what comes up for you first when I say this? What does success look like for you? How do you define success? What success do you want? Forget all the books, forget all the programming, forget all the ideas. Just what does success look like for you? What motivates you? Like, what's the impact you want to have? What's the thing? It's never money for business owners. What's the thing that gets you up? What's the impact you want to have? What's driving you for real? If it's not money, what else is it? What's driving you? How are you spending your time these days? I always say, show me your calendar and I'll tell you how committed you are to the outcomes you say you want. Is your time organized and focused against the goals you've set? Is it pulled in a million directions? Are you in a caretaking role that's distracting you from the goals you've set? Are you trying to build 5 businesses and therefore don't have enough time to do any of them properly? Are you so focused on a separate goal that you're not really focused on your business goal? Are you moving your time? Where's your time going? Where are you spending your time? Those are all choices. Where are you choosing to spend your time? Where's your time going? And then fourth question, when you look at how you define success, when you look at what you think is probably driving you, and when you look at where your time is going, are they in alignment or are they a little funky? If what you think of as success and what's driving you internally and where your time is going, are they aligned? Are they all sort of moving in the same direction, or are they pulling you in separate directions? Do you think of success as this, but what really the impact you want to have is this, but then your time is going over there? Or do you say, oh, wow, I'm spending my time in alignment with the activities that are driving me towards success and creating the impact I want? Okay. So true commitment can only happen in alignment. So we're going to play with that idea. So just do a bit of an alignment check. All right. Now we're going to play with profit is a skill. What is your SLAP goal? Your 1-year financial goal? Don't worry if you don't know it. Just note if you do. Do you know it down to the dollar? I will make X amount of dollars by this date. That is the perfect answer, right? What is, so do you know roughly what it is? I'm going to make about this much money. I think I wanted to make this much, but I can't remember what I put in my SLAP. I have no idea what you're talking about. What's a SLAP goal? Just note how familiar you are, how instinctually clear you are on that financial goal. There's a huge amount of science and evidence that our chance of accomplishing a goal goes up dramatically when we just inherently know it, right? Like I'm going to lose 43 pounds versus I want to lose weight. I will make $183,000.43 versus I want to make more money, right? The knowing, the specificity of the result has a direct correlation to our ability to hit it. So your brain is fabulous. It's very limited in some ways. It's very clever in some ways. And the more we know, the more we feed it, the more it can help us align against it. Okay. What is your current progress towards that goal? Are you at 2%, 12%, 83%? Do you know the percentage? Do you know that number? Is it sort of inside of you? Same concept, right? is this skill of profit being built where you know the number, you know the progress, you're paying attention to it. It's sort of in your way of operating as opposed to something that sits in the platform over there. Number 7, can you see clearly any actions you're taking that are having a positive impact on accomplishing your sales goals? Can you see correlation? Oh, when I make sales calls, I make more sales. Oh, when I go to markets, I make more sales. Oh, when I post on social, it instantly gets me 27 new followers, and at least one of those always buy something. So these are not like vanity metrics. What activities can you see have a direct correlation to revenue, profit, sales? Okay, is there anything you can see where if you do it, you can see a correlation, direct correlation to income, revenue? Write down any of what you think those things might be. Okay. And last one for profit is a skill. Can you see obviously, is there any obviously true truths that if you are currently spending, let's say, time, money, or energy on things that are not correlating to revenue? I'll give you guys some hints. The things that we often put into that category, we spend a lot of time, money, and energy building brands, social media, new websites, new logos. Look at Annette smiling. She doesn't know what I'm talking about. It is amazing how much we want to all build a brand because we think it's going to magically build our business. That's not true. Revenue builds businesses, but that's a different topic. Do you have anything that you're spending time, money, or energy on that you can just tell the truth? It's not driving sales, and it probably won't for the next good long while. What actions, what's taking your time and your money and your energy that's not getting you to profit, revenue, sales? And just make that list. It could be Netflix. It could be a child, right? It could be your church. It could be a volunteer role. It could be any sorts of things. It could be your social media account. It could be fill in the blank. It could be any number of things. But when you just are sort of living in this pausing and reflecting space, what comes up? All right. Mindset is a muscle. 2 questions for mindset as a muscle. Number 1, how's your muscle doing right now? Is it a little flabby? Is it super toned? Is it the best it's ever been? Has it been a while since it was its highest and best fitness level? How is your mindset muscle doing right now? How would you assess the muscle that is your mindset right now? Does it have really good muscle memory, but it's a little out of practice? Has it never been fit and it just really needs to start from scratch? Where is it at? Okay. And think of it the same way you might think about your thighs or your abs, right? I'm in a whole thing around trying to get my overall fitness muscles better. The whole thing, I got to work on the whole thing, mindset, body, the whole sucker. Okay. Second question on mindset as a muscle. What practices do you know, whether you're doing them or not, doesn't matter, but what practices do you know are really helpful at building your mindset muscle? Is it walking? It could be meditating. Is it swimming? Is it screaming? Is it jumping on a workout bike? Is it going to a class? Is it going for a glass of wine with a friend? What are the things that you know? Is it going to a slap expert call? Like, what are the things that you know just when you do them? No judgment on how often or if you're doing them, but when you do them, you know, it's building that muscle. It is the thing that helps build that muscle. Okay. And then success is science. There is a science to success. It is literally this cycle here. So you gain commitment. You could argue that signing up for SLAP is you guys being committed. You set a modest goal. That's your SLAP goal, right? You set a goal that is achievable, ambitious, exciting, but that you're focused on, right? So think about that question number 5. What's your 1-year financial goal? Do you know it? Do you believe in it? Are you fighting for it? You rigorously track your behavior. Actions equal results. Are your actions equaling results, right? How many of these questions was me just checking in? Where's your time going? Where's your time going? Where's your time going? Where's your time going? Is it getting you in the direction of commitment, in the direction of profit, in the direction of a strong mindset, or taking you away, right? Where's your time going? You build confidence. For those of you that have hit quarterly goals or annual goals, how good does it feel, right? You start to build, oh my God, I could do this. Oh my God, if I did it last quarter, I could totally do it again. That's that confidence of success builds literal neural pathways. We build the belief that we can succeed. Success is a habit. We build the habit of success because we become good at it. We're committed to our outcome. We set a goal we're going to hit. We align our behaviors against it. We start to succeed. We get small wins. We get more confident. We have outside coaching and support, right? We show up for our calls with our SLAP experts. We get that outside support and we build a peer community. Not a peer communities, not our friends. Peer communities are other people going through a similar process that we are. So your peer community are your fellow Slapsters. It's this community. This is it in the world of behavior design. So what I want you to do is look at that. Gain commitment, set modest goals, rigorously track behavior, build self-efficacy, build new habits, gain outside coaching, engage in a peer community. Which of those are you knocking out of the park? Which of those could you say, oh my God, science is working for me. I check. I am destined for success. And which of these do you need more of? Which of these would you benefit from doubling down on? Do you need more peer community? Would you benefit from a bit more outside coaching, right? If you went to a couple more SLAP expert calls, would that help you? Would you benefit from setting a modest goal? Do you want to go back and look at your goal? Does it need to be crispified? Does it need to be built in such a way that you really believe in it so that you can align your behaviors? Do you want to reset your commitment? Is there, have you gotten a little distracted, unfocused, out of alignment? Do you need to get back into alignment? So where are you sort of thinking, oh my God, check. By the way, as you look at what's really thriving in you, that builds self-efficacy. Oh, look, I'm doing it. I see the progress. This is amazing. And then, okay, this is where if I doubled down, if I added a bit more of this formula, I could see how my success would continue to increase. Okay. So as you now have all of these insights on your paper, again, every single one of you, it's going to be completely different than the other. That's what's so fun about all of us. We're like the same and so different. That's what I think is so great about this community. Let's put 2 minutes on the clock, Colombo. There's a lot of information we just surfaced. Everyone just look at the page. What I'd love for you to do is write in big letters somewhere on your page, across the top or across the bottom, actions equal results. Actions equal results. Looking at what you wrote down, if you were going to assign yourself 3 action items, what might they be? And an action item could be adding something to your life, cutting something from your life, shifting or adjusting how you're doing something. It's like it's a making a change. It's an addition, a subtraction, or a shift. So what are 3 things that you think you could do, should do, might do that would further align your actions to the results you want? All right, Colombo, give us a couple minutes and let's just take a minute. So what's so fun about this process is there's no right or wrong answers. What's curious is what comes up. So if anyone would be willing to share what came up for you, and then also ask any questions that are sort of surfacing or burning, just put your little hands up and we'll go in order. And then just as we put our little hands up with all of our challenge Zoom skills, if you don't know how to do it, just literally put your hand up and we'll figure it out. But just in noting in the chat, each of our contexts are so different, right? So we're all trying to work through a similar process, but what happened in chat, which is so beautiful, is that our contexts are different. And so there's going to be completely different relationships for what surfaces in these questions, right? Like, and again, I answered these questions as I was asking them for myself right now and for Silver Lining. And like how I answered these all right now, I think is fundamentally different than I would have answered them even a week ago, right? Like we are all in process. And that's why pausing and reflecting and aligning constantly is so powerful. But I just want to shout out, like, I love Ojak's point. I know I'll get there, but not sure when. Amazing, right? Honest. Try to figure it out still. That's okay. There's lots of room for lack of clarity and lack of certainty in being a business owner. That is a valid point as much as any other. We've got Mindful Arts Dance Academy, whose first name I don't know, but thinking about starting to scale and building systems, like that's great. Sometimes people are in total revenue mode. Sometimes people are in like systems building mode. That's okay. There's no right or wrong reason or answer, but we're all in different cycles of growth. Being a single parent is a massive reality, right? For anyone that's a caretaker, especially if you have solo responsibility to care for a parent, a kid, a family member, a friend, that is a massive reality. And we don't want to ignore that when we think about the plans we're creating, the goals we have, the support we need. We want to incorporate those truths into how we think strategically. Look at Schoolhouse Education doubling revenue from last year. Celebrating wins. That's a huge part of community. Like, that's amazing. Congratulations. And it's hopeful. That means if we've done it once, we can do it again. So how great is that? I mean, that's just the most amazing thing. And then as for Petal, I'm with you. Sometimes being a part of a community is just being able to say, oh Lord, wouldn't it be nice if my thighs were as good as my mindset muscle? And I am with you. I've had a whole crisis the last couple of months about how the state of my thighs. And so that just made me laugh. But in community, this is the power of peer community and the success of science part. We can celebrate each other's wins in a way that, right? Like, I bet you we can't say to many people in our life, I doubled my revenue, right? Who can we say that to? We can say it here. We can't always say, I've got this thing I'm embarrassed or ashamed about to many people. We can say it here. We can't say things like, I don't know the difference between whether I should focus on systems or revenue right now. Does anyone have perspective? These are questions that the peer community creates space for. And one of the most powerful things about peer community is being witness to each other. It's not necessarily about just getting what we need. And half the time we are all of our limited selves, we don't even know what we need. And so I will tell you guys, every single time I hear your guys' reflections, questions, it helps me learn something. I think of something for myself for silver lining. And so the idea that we are witness to each other and then we listen actively as each other shares, it's for ourselves. So be greedy in listening to whoever puts their hand up and goes, because you may not have even thought of something they're thinking about, and it may spark an insight for you. So that's where it's so amazing to be in community. We can learn so much from each other. On that note, so two things you said that I just want to extra emphasize for all of us, because this is for all of us. Certainly I'm convicted right now. Chase less is a really powerful statement. I feel like we should put that like on silver lining t-shirts. Chase less. Now that's different than like, don't be resilient, don't be tenacious. We teach our SLAP experts this idea of like proactive, persuasive support, right? I am so clear that I'm going to close some deals of people who have never even called me back, right? Like, and I'm never giving up. I will close those deals if it takes me another 25 years. But to your point, Helene, what I love about what you said is like, it's almost the energy of it, right? I'm going to have a hit list and I'm going to work it. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to follow up on a monthly basis so that, people don't forget me. I'm going to have enough irons in the fire so that I will make sure that even if my close rates are only 5%, I'll close enough revenue each quarter that I'll hit my goals, right? So there's so much we can take responsibility for to have enough good business development happening. But the energy, when you said chase less, I was like, oh, that's like an energetic shift, right? That feels really profound to me. So I thought that was really great. And by the way, revenue's tough to come by these days, right? 2025 is one of the hardest business years I've ever had as a business owner. It's rough to run silver lining this year. Still joyful, still all in, but it's hard. And it's hard for almost every one of the businesses that I speak to. So it is a hard year. That's a lot of what we're going to talk about on September 24th at the Silver Summit. It's a hard year, and I don't think it's going to get easier anytime soon for whatever it's worth. So it becomes even more critical to have enough business development happening, enough strategic thinking happening, but preserving the energy, right, that we all have, where we're in alignment, we're getting things done, but we don't feel like we're chasing. I just think there's so much in what you said, Helene, that I think is so beautiful. The other thing is this dilemma that I think every single person that is honest faces between like growing our businesses, growing our impact in the community, supporting our family, and like somehow staying alive as a human. That dilemma is the chronic dilemma, right, of every business owner everywhere. In particular, the ones that are good-hearted, right? The reason that people like Elon Musk are so successful is that they don't have a dilemma. They're just building their business at all costs. Doesn't matter what their families or the community or their staff or anybody. They have no dilemma. That's why they grow so fast. There's a reality to that sort of level of sociopathness that's actually probably a relief, to be honest. Like, how lovely would it be to not care about anybody other than your own success? We'd probably all have, bigger businesses if that was true. So that's a truth. Now, what I always say to my entrepreneur friends who debate me on the way I built Silver Lining is, that's not my definition of success. My definition of success is not being Elon Musk. It's not forsaking all for my valuation. So I don't want it. I'm playing a different game. Like, that's not the game I'm playing. I'm doing something different here. But Helene, what you surfaced is how do we play that game, right? How do we keep ourselves well and healthy, think about and contribute to others, and still make sure we build a profitable, sustainable business? And that is really hard. We call that the silver standard, but that is basically what we're going to talk about for 2 hours on September 24th is how do we build a robust, vibrant, resilient economy that works for more people, where we close the wealth divide, where more people have opportunity, where effort is rewarded in a more fair and just way. But how do we do it on our terms, where we reclaim the definition of success and we do it in alignment around these things?
Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning.
Okay, so I had two things, but I narrowed it down, just put into one category in terms of separating myself from a couple of the children's yoga vendors that I currently working with. One I was working with for 5 years, another one for 3 years and 2 summers. So that's a whole process in itself. Even though business is slowing down in certain regards, I feel like I can do more by not having being attached to their schedules, their protocols, their way of doing things. And the second one is to connect more with the SLAP community. I see Tequila's here, and we're coming upon our 1 year anniversary for the retreat. So it's just, good reminders to see that we're here together. And then the last one, to prepare to transition to either terminate or just refocus my social media. So, because it's just, takes up too much time and energy for what I really can expend at this point. So that's pretty much it for now. Thank you.
Ooh, Erica, those are big ones.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So much to play with. Here's what I'm hoping we all heard or might
Yes.
play with taking away for ourselves. One is, I see this all the time, and I'll say this, I see this especially in women, and I think we've got one fabulous man in the room. Look at you, brave man. But we have a room of mostly women right now. That is, our Slapster community is only 60% women. So we have really interesting analysis on how men and women participate differently in Slap. And one of the things that drives me insane, even though I totally know why it happens, and I do it too as a woman, is that women just have a higher instinct to take care of other people. We just have a higher innate instinct to make sure everyone else is okay. What that translates into in a practical sense that I want to call out is we often lack the boundaries to be highly structured with our time. And that hurts our ability to succeed. And so, Erica, the first thing that you said, I just want to double down for all of us times a million. I believe that how we manage our time is the number one correlation to success. I think there's a million things that all add up to success, and that is not time management, for the record. That is like time blocking, time budgeting, aligning our time to our highest priorities, and being willing to say no to everything that's not our highest priority. So, Erica, I just want to really emphasize like how powerful it is where you didn't say this, I'm totally paraphrasing, but what I took away for myself is, right, like being clear enough that you can align other people to your calendar versus living in a world where you're constantly catering to
Yes.
everyone else's demands and calendar
Yes.
and expectations, right? That is, we could do a full day session on just that. That is massively, massively powerful. I want everyone to really listen to that. The other thing is the audacity of potentially terminating a social media account. I just want to say I love that. I love it with my whole heart. I believe that social media has done more bad than good in the world. I'm not against everyone having social media accounts. That's not what I'm saying. And for some businesses, it's critical and necessary. But we track the relationship between campaigns we all do in Slap Center and sales goals results. And Slapsters spend their most time doing online connecting campaigns, social media, online event, all things digital. And it has the lowest correlation to revenue, FYI, lowest correlation. So you guys are spending the most time doing it, and it has the lowest correlation to revenue. So I just want to shout out, Erica, that you're onto something. And so I think that that's really exciting to think about. That would be a really interesting meet, Sashini, like social media for like the future, right? The version of it right now is not working. It's expensive, it's time intensive, it's toxic. The algorithms get you. Is there a way that we could co-design a shared strategy as a community for like how to benefit from what it could be or what we need it to be without all of the wasted time and energy it takes? That is a really interesting, really, but like more like a design session than a teaching. Like what how could we all co-design that? That would be really interesting. And then the other thing is just celebration, right? A year ago, almost exactly to the day, Tequila and Erica and three other incredible slapsters and I were all together in Santa Fe, New Mexico, because they won a year-long challenge. We run these challenges in Slap Center all the time. They won a year-long challenge of incredible behavior. They won themselves. They earned this amazing grand prize. We had the best time together. And that's a celebration. And by the way, all 5 of those women who won that grand prize a year ago are still like rocking it and are at the top of the leaderboard consistently. And so it's proof that good behavior can hold and success lasts. And success is a habit, my friends. It's true. It's not mystical. It's not magical. It's not confusing. It's a habit. We can build it. We're building it together. Okay. Those are also capacity catch 22 we talk about, right? I need more time to make more money. I need more money to make more time. What do I do first? Shakima, I even love what you wrote in chat, right? Like, this is what I'm going to do. Or I love that or word, right? Like, or maybe I should do this instead, right? This like, and this is where we spin and this is where we get stuck, which is totally normal, right? As you guys know, I'm a massive believer in normalizing being stuck, right? Being stuck, stage 1 sounds like oh my God, I'm so busy. Stuck stage 2 sounds like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. Stuck stage 3 sounds like, oh my God, I've lost my passion. Stuck stage 4 sounds like, oh, I want to quit. None of those things are good or bad or right or wrong, but they happen to all of us. We cycle through these stages of stuck through our entire career as a business owner. And what we want to do is intervene. So Shakima, what I'm hearing, and you tell me if I have this wrong though, because I want to get it right for you. What I'm hearing is like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't figure out what to do. And if I do all the things I need to do, it will take too much time and money and I don't have it. And if I go get more money, like what do I'm hearing what I would call stuck stage 2. Like I'm overwhelmed with how to figure this out and what to do and what to do first, right? Oftentimes when we can't figure out what to do, being too busy, stuck stage 1 is we're doing too much. Feeling overwhelmed is when we can't figure out what to do. There's too much going on, too many choices, feeling things that feel competing. And the intervention on stuck stage 2 is really a realignment on the goals, on the SLAP goals. Like, what exactly are we trying to accomplish? And what is the most direct path or plan to get there? Shakima, who's your SLAP expert? Who have you been talking to from our team the most?
Mary.
Mary. Oh, you have got our #1 rated slap expert right now, Shakima. Okay. The slap experts are all incredible. Mary happens to keep hitting the top of our little slap expert leaderboard. She seems to really be overachieving in her job these days. Okay. Colombo, can you make a ticket for Mary? Shakima, what I want to recommend is, and Colombo, make these notes for Mary. I want us to keep going back to your slap build. I know we said this last month too, but I really want to help you get to the point where the plan you've built, the sales goals, the financial margins, and then the campaigns to get there feels so good for you, so clear for you that it would guide these decisions. As an overarching thought for all of you, if you're worried about money, right? If cash flow is an issue, which for the record, it is for the majority of slapsters right now globally, revenue is down across all of our businesses globally. So if you feel like your revenue's down, you're not a failure. It's a tough year. Our revenue's down too at Silver Lining. It's just a funky year. So if your revenue's down, don't be dismayed. You're in good place. You're with everyone. Revenue's always the answer.